In today's news, President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu holds key meetings with Estonia's president and various ministers as part of the ongoing official visit to Estonia. Tourism Minister Ibrahim Faisal announces plans to develop at least 7,000 tourist beds in each atoll within the next decade. And MMA announces new 100 rupiah currency notes will enter circulation next week as part of efforts to address shortage.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the English News Bulletin on MMTV. I'm Ashed Tashkil with the news this hour. The Minister of Tourism, Ibrahim Faisal, has announced ambitious plans to develop at least 7,000 to 8,000 tourist beds in each atoll of the Maldives within the next decade. Speaking to local media, Minister Faisal outlined his vision for comprehensive nationwide tourism expansion. He stated that future development plans would encompass new aviation facilities, connections with key international destinations, and regional flight services across the atolls. These initiatives, he indicated, could materialize over the course of 10 to 15 years, given sustained commitment. The minister said that President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu's administration is prioritizing the diversification of the tourism sector through the introduction of medical, educational, and sports tourism. Highlighting the nation's capacity for tourism education, Minister Faisal mentioned plans for a new tourism training school which aims to provide educational opportunities for both locals and international students in the hospitality sector. The Tourism Ministry transferred the management of a 5-star training resort project to the Maldives National University on November 9, 2024. The facility will be established on Hulimendu near Lam Mamendu. President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu arrived in Estonia on Monday, marking the first ever visit by a Maldivian head of state to the nation. Estonian President Dr. Ala Karis warmly welcomed President Dr. Muizzu and his delegation at a formal ceremony held at the presidential palace.
The visit aims to strengthen cooperation in digital technology, cybersecurity, e-governance, and environmental protection between the two nations. Estonia's renowned digital infrastructure is expected to enhance the Maldives' ongoing digital transformation efforts. During the welcome ceremony, the Estonian military performed both national anthems, followed by the inspection of the Guard of Honor. The event also included an exchange of diplomatic introductions and the signing of the Palace Visitors Book by President Dr. Muizzu. Accompanied by key figures from the Maldives technology sector, President Dr. Muizzu's delegation emphasizes the focus on technological partnerships. Discussions are anticipated to cover broader collaboration in climate action and education. Estonian Minister of Education and Research, Ms. Kristina Kallas, paid a courtesy call on President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu to discuss potential educational partnerships between the two nations. The leaders explored opportunities for bilateral cooperation, with President Dr. Muizzu showing keen interest in Estonia's renowned education system and exploring ways to implement similar innovative approaches in the Maldives. Minister Kallas provided detailed insights into Estonia's educational practices through a comprehensive presentation. The discussions also sought possible scholarship opportunities for Maldivian students, along with knowledge exchange and capacity building. Minister Kallas outlines Estonia's educational strategies, and both affirmed their dedication to strengthening bilateral relations through educational collaboration and innovation. Estonian Minister of Climate, Ms. Yoko Alender, also paid a courtesy call on President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu at Estonia's joint building of ministries. They discussed environmental collaboration and signed a significant agreement. President Dr. Muizzu outlined the Maldives' environmental aspirations, highlighting the nation's commitment to eco-friendly practices and sustainable energy solutions. He expressed particular interest in Estonia's expertise in renewable energy, smart grids, and sustainable technologies as models for enhancing the Maldives' environmental resilience. Minister Allende acknowledged the shared challenges faced by small nations in addressing climate change and energy sustainability, emphasizing Estonia's commitment to supporting SIDS through strategic digital solutions. The leaders agreed to strengthen bilateral cooperation in renewable energy, digital innovation, and environmental resilience, expressing optimism about the future collaboration efforts. The meeting culminated in the signing of a memorandum of understanding between Maldivian Foreign Minister Dr. Abdullah Khalil and Estonian Climate Minister Ms. Yoko Alender, focusing on knowledge exchange and cooperation in climate change, environment, and energy sectors. President Dr. Moise also had a one-on-one meeting with President Dr. Ala Karis, during which the two leaders discussed cooperation in digital governance, cybersecurity, and climate action, exploring fresh avenues for collaboration in tourism and education. President Dr. Karis welcomed the opportunity to strengthen bilateral partnerships. They also addressed international security concerns and pledged to work together on shared multilateral priorities. Following the meeting, President Dr. Moise emphasized the importance of solidarity and unity between small states, highlighting their crucial role in global peace, security, sovereignty, and sustainable development. He expressed particular interest in Estonia's expertise in renewable energy and smart grid technologies as potential models for enhancing environmental resilience in the Indian Ocean archipelago. President Dr. Moise also praised Estonia's e-governance model, highlighting specific opportunities for technological cooperation between the two countries. Both heads of state committed to deepening bilateral relations, emphasizing shared values and common goals for sustainable development through digital advancement. Estonian President Dr. Ala Karis hosted President Dr. Mohammad Moise for an official dinner at the Knighthood House on Monday night.
The Maldives and Azerbaijan held first bilateral consultations on January 14, 2025, focusing on enhancing collaboration across key areas such as investment, education, culture, tourism, and connectivity. The meeting, hosted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, was led by Foreign Secretary Fatmat Inaya and Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of Azerbaijan, Elnur Mamadov. Discussions revisited agreements from the meeting between President Dr. Mohammad Moise and President Ilham Aliyev during COP29 in Baku last year. Both sides emphasized the importance of strengthening people-to-people connections, promoting multilateral cooperation, and advancing shared goals in economic and cultural development. The talks reflected a shared commitment to fostering deeper bilateral ties and exploring new opportunities for mutual growth. A high-level Azerbaijani delegation led by Deputy Minister Mamadov includes officials from the Export and Investment Promotion Agency of Azerbaijan and private sector representatives. During their visit, the delegation is engaging with key Maldivian stakeholders to identify potential investment opportunities and deepen partnerships. This marks a significant step in enhancing relations between the two nations, with both sides reaffirming their commitment to close cooperation on mutual priorities and fostering long-term friendship. The government of the Maldives has signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, with Estonia to enhance knowledge exchange, cooperation and support in the fields of climate change, environmental sustainability and clean energy solutions. The MOU was signed by Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Abdullah Khalil on behalf of the Maldivian government and Estonia's Minister of Climate, Yoko Alender. The signing of the MOU took place during President Dr. Mohammad Moise's official visit to Estonia, where Minister Dr. Khalil accompanied the President during the visit. President Dr. Moise and Foreign Minister Dr. Khalil had bilateral discussions with Estonian President Dr. Ala Karis. They also met with Estonia's Minister of Education and Research, Kristina Kallas, to explore collaboration and initiatives to strengthen the Maldivian educational system. The Maldives Monetary Authority MMA has announced the printing of new 100 rupiah banknotes to address a current shortage in circulation, with plans to release them to the market on January 19, 2025. The newly printed notes signed by former Governor Ali Hashim and dated July 7, 2024 feature a modified design that incorporates the Maldivian rupiah symbol on both sides of the note. This reprint follows the previous currency interventions by the MMA, including a similar release of 100 rupiah notes in September 2018, aimed at maintaining adequate currency supply in the market. The 100 rupiah denomination is part of the Randiha Fahe series, which was introduced during President Abdullah Yamin's administration to commemorate the nation's 50th independence anniversary. This series encompasses 7 denominations: 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 500 and 1000 rupiah. The MMA regularly monitors currency circulation and initiates such reprints when stocks of any denomination fall below required levels to ensure smooth monetary operations in the Maldivian economy. The Independent Institutions Committee of Parliament has approved the nominees submitted by President Dr. Moise to fill the 2 vacant positions in the Elections Commission (EC). The 2 appointees are former Human Rights Commission Vice President Mohammad Zahid and Abdul Rahman Salah Rashid. The 2 were interviewed and evaluated by the Independent Institutions Committee of Parliament, which unanimously approved their appointments. On November 25, 2024, several Elections Commission posts became vacant after Parliament approved the removal of former Vice Chairman Ali Nashad and member Muhammad Asif. If a member of the Elections Commission is removed from office, the law mandates that a replacement must be appointed within 60 days. However, this process was not completed during the final parliamentary session of 2024, and the legal deadline expires before the start of the next term. To address this, Parliament has scheduled extraordinary sessions for next Monday and Tuesday. And with that, we take a break. Welcome back. In more local news, Minister of Construction, Housing and Infrastructure Dr. Abdullah Muttalib has announced that the list of beneficiaries of 4,000 flats under the Gedaru Area Housing Scheme will be re-verified. Speaking at his first media briefing since the dissolution of the Housing Ministry and the transfer of its mandate to the Construction Ministry, Minister Dr. Muttalib said the verification process would be completed before Ramadan. However, the minister did not announce an exact date for the release of the updated list. The previous government had announced a final list of flat recipients just 2 days before President Dr. Mohammad Moise took office. Minister Dr. Muttalib highlighted that the Anti-Corruption Commission, ACC, had expressed concerns over the lack of fairness in the process and had recommended halting it. Key concerns raised by the ACC include discrepancies in the interpretation of eligibility criteria, particularly the requirement for uninterrupted residence in Male City. To address this, the ministry will adopt a more consistent interpretation of this criterion, aligning it with the standards used in the 2015 housing program. As such, the ministry has outlined circumstances under which exceptions may be considered. These include periods of employment outside of Male City, time spent abroad or outside Male for higher studies, and employment periods at resorts with family residing in Male. Minister Dr. Muttalib stated that all submitted documents would be thoroughly verified during the re-evaluation process. Once completed, the updated list will be made public, allowing individuals to file complaints if necessary. The finalized list will be published in the Government Gazette, the minister assured. Maldives Immigration has conducted a special raid operation targeting the Hina Mage parking area, detaining 17 individuals working without valid visas. The location has been frequently flagged by the public due to concerns over significant foreigner control. As part of the operation, shops and cafes operated by foreigners in the area were searched. Amid growing concerns over undocumented migrants, authorities have ramped up efforts to monitor workplaces and residences associated with migrant workers, with daily raids now a routine measure in the crackdown on illegal migration. Over the past year, the government has intensified its focus on addressing undocumented migration through several large-scale operations targeting illegal foreign workers. Key initiatives such as Operation Kurangi have been introduced to systematically tackle the issue by collecting biometric data from all foreigners in the Maldives. In addition, over 1,000 cases have been investigated through Immigration Watch, an online platform that enables the public to anonymously report illegal immigrants, unlawfully entry attempts, and other migration-related issues in the Maldives. A 26-year-old man has been arrested in connection with a drug possession and distribution case following a joint operation by Drug Enforcement and Counter-Narcotics Intelligence teams in Male City and Hulumale Phase 2. The suspect, identified as Ahmad Shauban, the thief from Fomalak City, was detained on January 12, 2025 during raids on an apartment in Hulumale Phase 2 and 3 locations in Male City linked to him. Authorities recovered substances believed to be drugs with an estimated weight of 1,058.31 grams during the operation. The confiscated materials are undergoing further analysis to confirm their composition. The suspect has been remanded in police custody for 7 days by the criminal court, while investigations continue to determine the extent of his involvement and identify any accomplices. The first selection of the year for the Maldives national carom team has been successfully completed with the selection of a 10-player squad. The 5th round of selection matches, which commenced on January 6, 2025 at the Male Carom Hall in the National Stadium, saw a strong turnout of players vying for spots on the team. The Carom Association of Maldives noted an impressive level of participation in this year's first selection. The selected men's players for the national squad are Ibrahim Hujan Ali, Ismail Azmin, Hassan Nazim, Hatim Halil and Mohammad Muntasir. The women's team comprises Amnat Vidat, Aishat Fainas, Aishat Nahufa, Amnat Shuba Adam and Amnat Wishama. Selections for the national team are held every 4 months, with the next round scheduled for April 2025. Following the April selection matches, the 10-player squad will represent the Maldives at the Asian Carom Championship set to take place in Singapore in July. Reflecting on past achievements, the Maldives national carom team returned home in November 2024 with bronze medals in the team events for both men and women at the 6th Carom World Cup in California, USA. The women's team defeated the US team, while the men's team secured their medal in a match against Singapore. Laika Radio Network, a UK-based radio station, has partnered with Southall Travel to commemorate the travel brand's 40th anniversary by launching a special giveaway. The giveaway, exclusively open to Laika Radio listeners, offers 3 couples the opportunity to win a trip to the Maldives, including flights and stays at 3 prestigious resorts, Puduramfushi, Meedupara and Club Rannale. Running from Monday, January 13 to Monday, February 3, 2025, the competition will conclude with the winners announced during Laika Radio Network's Drive Time show. Chief Commercial Officer of Southall Travel described the collaboration with Laika Radio Network as an exciting way to celebrate the company's milestone anniversary. Southall Travel, a UK-based travel agency founded in 1984, has grown to become one of the leading travel companies in the country. Initially catering primarily to the UK's Asian community with bookings focused on India and Asia, the agency has since expanded its services, establishing itself as a major player in the UK travel industry. The Maldives Meteorological Service, MAT, has issued a yellow alert for torrential rain and thunderstorms covering the region from Halif Atoll to Vav Atoll. The alert is in effect from 3:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on January 14, 2025, with forecast warning of heavy rainfall, thunderstorms, and wind gusts reaching up to 40 miles per hour. The yellow alert marks an upgrade from the white alert issued earlier on January 14. The adverse weather conditions are attributed to a cyclonic circulation in the southwest Bay of Bengal, which is moving towards the Maldives. The Met Office predicts heavy rainfall beginning from January 13 and persisting for 6 days. Residents are advised to take necessary precautions to ensure safety during the period of severe weather. And that concludes all the news we have for you this hour. Thank you for watching and have a very wonderful day.